Hey, what's up YouTube? Guess who? Welcome to another exciting episode of Bank Campfires. Still working with the knife, and I guess this is where we say the rubber meets the road, because I got to process this meat for tonight. Luckily, I wasn't lazy when I did this piece of meat, and I took most of the stuff off. But anyway, how many times am I going to say anyway in this video? Start with this, and I'll show you the recipe, cook, bank campfires as usual. It's too bright, isn't it? Well, it still cuts through plastic. Alright, backstrap. Yep, it's dull. I'm in chopping, splitting, well, I'm not bitching like I was in the last video. Got the fire going. The bugs have left me alone. The temperature's gone way down. I don't know what it is. I think it's in the upper 70s. Got done with the last video, uploaded it. Was going to take a nap. Laid in the back of the truck. Watched the stars come out. It was really cool. I watched Leo just appear, one star at a time. It was directly overhead. Watched a bunch of satellites go over. 99% sure I saw the International Space Station. I've seen it enough to pretty much know it, because it's one of the brightest satellites. If you've never watched for satellites, the best thing to do is right when it gets dark, right when the sun goes down, just lay down on your back and look straight up. You can tell it's a satellite instead of an airplane, because an airplane lights will flash. Satellites don't. Oh, it's dull. Saw my first lightning bug. That's what we call them here, lightning bugs. Not fireflies, lightning bugs. Mr. Gobbler came back out. And then a bat flew over. So I went from hell to heaven just a little bit. Got the fire going, had it blowing smoke right to the truck. Started feeling good again. Got me a cold non-alcoholic beverage. Actually, it's a non-alcohol beer. I quit drinking years ago. I can drink all those dills I want and not get in any trouble. Got me a cigar. Just laid in the truck bed. Watched stars come out. It's real important to get all this fat off of here. But I didn't say anything about last night, right when I was going to bed. Something wet and sticky climbed across me, and I got a truck bed liner, and I guess a lot of the tree frogs have been living in there because they hitchhike a ride from my house. Alright, pat this dry a little bit. Oh, I wish it was a little bit sharper. Now this is another recipe my family loves. And to save time, instead of trying to remember what it is, I wrote it down. Okay, olive oil, and then the rub. And the rub is 2 tablespoons of cumin, 2 tablespoons of coriander, 1 tablespoon of palm sugar, which I can't find palm sugar anywhere, so I just use light brown sugar. 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, hot doggy, and 1 tablespoon of sea salt. So, pat it dry again. I don't care about the gamey flavor as much as my family does. It didn't bother me. So I'll leave some of this silver skin on here. It's about as much as I'm going to try to get out. Alright. Olive oil. Rub it down with olive oil. Yep. Got the telescope out. Try to show it later. Only thing I could look at was Mars. It sucked. Seeing's terrible because of humidity. So be very generous with this. Put a lot of rub on it. Pat it in. Rub it some more. And I've got a whole backstrap tomorrow when I get home to cook for my family. And I'm sure I won't eat all this tonight. And I've got some boudin for breakfast. I'm just going to reheat, re-thermalize. All right. I'm gonna go prepare the fire, and I'll be back. All right, man. Hey, I'm back. Ooh, smoky. I didn't show how I prepared the fire. I did it the same way that I did it in my first banked fires video. I did I'm using the wok, and I even saved the best part for now, putting on the mesquite. So I'm putting all the mesquite on. I like mesquite. It's got a great flavor and it burns hot. We'll make some fire stills out of it. I don't know if y'all know this. These are like these bank fires. These are my favorite videos to make, where I can just sit down, relax, talk to my friends, my pals, my buddies. Which I got a pleasant surprise today. Luke from Outdoor Enthusiast 101 sent me a couple comments. I really got off on that. The reason being is, you know, I started watching his channel, I think 3 years ago. He'll know, I'm not sure, I think it was 3 years ago. And if you'd have told me that he was going to reply to some of my videos 3 years ago, I'd never believed it. Oh, come on now. That's why I don't like using the wok. There you go. So Luke, thanks. And you asked, one of your comments was about what knife that I wanted. I mean, I love blind horse knives. They're my favorite knives, but as far as bushcraft knives go, I've got two ordered from Bob Dozer, but they're 3 to 5 years out before I'll ever see them. But my dream knife, the knife that I go to bed drooling over and dreaming about, is Sandy's knives, Jack Lore. Seriously, I go to bed thinking about those things. I don't know, man. Those are the most beautiful knives that I think I've ever laid my eyes on. But that's the knife that I really want. Who else? I hope y'all like these videos. I mean, I really do. I enjoy making these. And right now, oh man, it's so much better than it was today. That's why I'm glad I stayed instead of going home. I mean, just tonight, laying in the back of the truck, watching the stars pop out, watching the fireflies and the lightning bugs come out, hearing all the birds right at the end of the night, and seeing the bat fly over, and the satellites, stars popping out. It was all worth it. It was worth putting up that heat. Oh, I wish this fire would get going good. I can cut it off and come back. It starts getting too long. So, bank fires. I don't know about many of you, but that time of my life, right before I got my driver's license, or when I got my driver's license, that's about the time I stopped really going outdoors. Back then it was all about riding around, cruising, listening to the Doors on the stereo, and everybody else, Pink Floyd, Zeppelin, Stones, chasing girls, having a good time. And I did that for a long time. And this was, this is before the internet. And I lived in a small town. And you have to forgive me, but I'd never even heard of the Lord of the Rings until probably 77, 78. And then still didn't get around to reading it until the summer before my senior year. And a friend of mine, Scott, from back in Vicksburg, started reading them. And I started reading them. And that got me wanting to get out. Now, tell me the truth. Have y'all ever gone out in the woods and just kind of pretended that maybe you were Gandalf, or Bilbo Baggins, or Sam, or Frodo? Well, anyway, that's what we would do. And we would sleep under the stars, just like that I'm doing now. We go out in pastures, sandbars, Bayou Pierre back in Mississippi, and we'd camp out and we'd read to each other and talk about it. Even take some of the same foods that they, you know, like flatbread or whatever. I can't remember the name of the bread that they used to use, but we kind of, I don't know, role playing, not really, but something similar to that. But those stories and those books, they meant a lot to me, still do. I want to read them over, but my problem is there's just too many good books out there. And that's another thing that's been going on with me in YouTube. Generally, I read a book a week or a book every 2 weeks. Since I started on YouTube, I've read one book this year. Don't Laugh. It was actually a play. I read Macbeth in January. And that's really the only thing I've read. That and some comic books, lots of magazines. Spending most of my time on YouTube, watching YouTube. Alright, we're getting there. Just in case you're wondering, see the stick was in the background. This is a new stick. It's got a curve in it. I cut it. I used my knife, my blind horse knife, and I got a new stick. I like this stick. You know what YouTube Namia is? It's when you stay up all night watching YouTube. And man, I've been doing that. I have not been sleeping more than, I don't know, I'm a YouTube addict. There's so many good channels out there, so many great videos, and trying to keep up with my subs and trying to keep up with the people that I sub to. Man, it's just so much out there to learn. Alright. Smoky. See smoke. Mesquite smoke. Backstrap. So today brought Wind in the Willows up here. I can't believe I've never read that book. That was Sid Barrett's favorite book. You know who Sid Barrett is? Most everybody in my age group knows. There's a lot of kids out there that don't. It amazes me that you can ask a kid 25 years old, who are the 4 Beatles? And they don't have a clue. So I'm starting a new book, Wind in the Willows. Yes, I know I should have read it years ago, but I didn't. But I read other things. 3 minutes per side. I never got in a single fight drinking Coors non-alcoholic beer. Never even got pulled over. Okay, I'm gonna cook. I don't want it to get too friggin' long, even though I like doing bank campfires. I mean, this is my favorite series. Wyndham Bushcraft. Not Wind Ham, big dummy. I want to give him a shout out. I did a VR for him a couple weeks ago, and I really like his videos. A message to my subs too. You know, I'm trying. I made a promise that I was going to watch all of my first 100 subs, watch all their videos. And so if you subscribe to my channel and I haven't replied to any of your videos, you know, that's why. I'm trying to get those out of the way. And I still bounce around and I try to get my new subs just to find out about them. But I will get to you. I mean, don't think I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. But man, there's so many great channels out there. I've gone back and started completely over with Jedi, Knight of the Woods. May the Force be with you. I've gone back and started over with Jack Lure Knives. I've gone back and started over from the very beginning with the Wiltshire Man. I need to catch up on Armored Cockroach, Mindwise, Flip, General Banner, and I'm still, you know, a long way from finishing his channel. And man, his are just so intense. I mean, not intense, but deep. And so much to learn. It takes me time to really digest what he's saying. But I'm not ignoring anybody. I will, if you're a sub of mine, I will be watching your videos. Just be patient with me. I'm just a big dumb redneck that reads Macbeth. Okay, I'm gonna cook this. When you see it again, it'll be getting prepared. And I'm lonely. I kind of want to sit here and talk. 13 minutes and 17. Seriously, kind of lonely. Haven't seen my wife in like 2 days. But I got my telescope. But I don't want it to get too long and boring. I did. I had something profound to say. I had the Sandy moment. Well, I'll think of it. When I think about it, I'll come back. I'm going to cook, prepare the food, and show you one last cut of the knife. Show you the telescope. No bugs. That's a good thing. Man, what a weekend. I ought to show you the meat before I take off the grill. You ever had the click? Any of y'all read Tennessee Williams? The click. Oh man, it just doesn't do it justice. Brick talks about the click. I don't know how many of y'all, I'm serious about this. When I get out here, you know, after like a week or two in the office, or however long it is before I get back out, it takes me a good long time just to wind down, and then I get to click. I got to click tonight when I cooled off, relaxed, laid in the truck bed, watched the stars come out, and I just clicked. My brain kind of changed, you know what I mean? Just get relaxed, become one with the universe. Out here on the perimeter. Okay, I'm gonna take the meat off. I'm rambling. Well, Mr. Frog, sleeping on my bedroll. tree frog. Yep, I'm in the south. Okay, just about ready to eat. Got me a flour tortilla on there, some baked beans, and while that's getting ready, slice up the meat. Well, they say the first cut is the deepest. Yeah, buddy, perfect. Knife definitely needs touching up. So I have some baked beans. Some backstrap. Ooh, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Too hot. Bon appetit. Okay, there's my telescope. It's a 4-inch Orion Star Blast. It's a $200 scope, and it'll outperform any other that I know of $200 scope, and some more than that. Now, what I like about it is the size. I can pick this up and set it up within just seconds. So I'm going to back it up and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'll do a review on this telescope in the future. But see, that ought to give you some scale right there. That's just a milk crate. So all you got to do, turn it like this, tighten it down, pick it up and go. And it is a great little telescope. I put it in the front seat of the truck, wrapped the seat belt around it, and we're off.